Hey everybody, this is Fully Off and welcome to another Minecraft video on the Realcraft server. I think today we'll build an XP farm in the end. Now I want to build this XP farm out of black concrete because I think that's going to look pretty cool in the end. But to do that I need black concrete and I don't have any black concrete. So I need to make myself a concrete maker. So if I need a hopper. Got some chests. Now I want to stick it. I'm going to need some stone brick as well. Or some stone brick stairs at least. Okay. Now I want to put it down here where the fish farm used to be. I want to stick it down here somewhere. So if we knock out this little bit here, lob a bit of water. I'm going to need those, aren't I? Do you ever find that when you need something, it's the first thing you move out of your inventory when you want it? Do you not find that? I find that all the time. So in here I'm going to want my chests, which is why I'm going to want some stone brick. To go above here. So if I put one there and one there. Excellent. So now I can stick a chest underneath it, and it's still gonna open, but it doesn't look like steps. So it doesn't look like I've got stairs above it. It looks like solid blocks. Very cool. Right. So if I put that there like that, I need to replace that with a bit of obsidian, which I don't have at the moment, but that's my concrete maker. Is that simple or what? That's brilliant, isn't it? I love that. So now I need to run off and get myself, I don't think I've got any sand. Well, I've got a bit of sand. I need lots of sand. Have I got any gravel? Oh, I've got some gravel. All I need now is a bit of ink. I wonder if I've got any ink in the ink store. Got to have some. I've hardly used any. I've got some. Got some ink in the ink store. I've also got a slime knocking about behind me, haven't I? Somewhere. So if we make some black concrete powder. Oh man, I don't know where I'm going. What's all that about? If I stick the concrete powder in my left hand, and I stick, and you do that, you can put stuff in your left hand just by putting it in the shield part where you normally hold your shield. And then if I get my pick out, stand close enough. Oh. Insta concrete. If you've never used one of these, you ought to. They're brilliant. Now I need the obsidian behind because every so often it ticks a little bit slower with it being on a server, and I broke the block behind it. Looks like we're going to be okay for the moment. Brilliant. Then all of that goes into the chest. Superb. So I'm going to run off and grab myself a load of sand and a load of gravel. Now, because I don't have any shulkers at the moment, this might take a little bit of time, so I won't force you to sit through all of that, but I'll be back in a minute with a load of black concrete. Okay, so I've been out and I've got myself a load of black ink and a load of concrete, which I've now stored in this chest along with some other bits and pieces that I think I'm going to need. I've also taken off just now, because I'd forgotten to do it, taken off all my armour just in case I fall out the world, because it's very likely that I will. and I've only got myself a bit of cobble and just the basics. Now I'm going to be pillaring out that way. I'm about 30 blocks away from the main island at the moment. So if I pillar out another, I don't know, 80, 100 blocks, maybe that should be, if I say 100 blocks, what would that be? If I go out to 200, that should be far enough. Now I was toying with the idea of using the water to go down to the bottom, because I know spawn rates increase the lower down you get, because the algorithm doesn't have to calculate the entire chunk all the way up to 256. But for the sake of an extra couple of endermen knocking about, I think it's probably going to be just as easy for me to stay on this level and then pillar upwards to make the platform for the enderman to spawn onto. So that's what I'm going to do. Pillar out 100 blocks this way, make a little base camp, and then pillar straight up about 30 blocks. I know endermen have got quite a large fall. I think it's over 42-ish for them to fall, but I don't want them to fall and die. I think I'm going to use a 3 wide cell for them to fall into, so some of them will die through cramming and some of them won't. So if I'm stood there with my sweeping edge sword, I'm going to be getting the XP, and if I'm stood there and I'm not using my sweeping edge sword, then eventually they'll die from cramming. And I don't think I'm going to be putting hoppers underneath them either, because to be honest, I'm not going to have ever used that many ender pearls. I mean, I could have chests and chests full of ender pearls, but I don't see the point. I've got a few, and if I need any, I'll just go over there and kill a few endermen. So anyway, let me pillar out 100 blocks and I'll talk to you in a second. Okay, so we're out to 200. 200 is, we're nearly out to 200. 200 is here. So I'm going to make a platform for the enderman to fall down in. I keep looking up and I forget in this texture pack, I forget how dark the end is. I'm used to it being a bit of a purpley colour, but this is completely black, so it must be impossible for you guys to see, so I apologize for that. I'll try and brighten it up a little bit, but I'm going to make a platform just here that's a couple of blocks high, sort of that level. The endermen are going to fall onto that level. I'm just going to whack them with my sword, and then I'm going to pillar up about 30 blocks to put the endermite, and that's going to be good fun if nothing else. So I'm going to build this platform, and then we'll get up the top and we'll start having fun with the ender pearls. Okay, so I've built the platform up. I've built the column up. You might be able to see it, you might not. Anyway, that's where we're going to be down the bottom, sweeping with our sweeping edge sword, and this is the column where the endermen are going to fall down. The platform is going to be over there, and just here is where I want the endermite, and this is going to be the drop chute, but I've covered it over so I don't fall down it. So this is where the fun begins. I've now got to spawn myself an endermite using ender pearls, and these are notoriously pesky little things. If there was another way of doing it, I would, if you could catch them. Now I've put, and you can't see it now, but underneath this rail here, let me just pop it out and see if we can have a look. Underneath there I've put another layer of blocks, because in the past when I've tried to do this, I've actually glitched through one layer of block and fallen to my death, and I don't want to do that again. So I've got 2 layers of blocks underneath this particular block where I'm going to be throwing the ender pearls. Actually, I could probably put in my power while I'm here, couldn't I? So I'm ready. Powered the rails. So I'm going to try and spawn in an endermite and then run out of the way before it catches me, and then name it. I've got my name tag, my Mighty Mite name tag, and I'll catch it and then catch it in a, I'll tag it and then catch it in a minecart. So hopefully Well, that took a lot longer than it should do, but I've got one. And I can't name the little bugger from up here. Excellent. Brilliant. So I've got my minecart, and hopefully I can get him in the minecart. I'm not quite sure. Oh, I've got him in. He's in. He's just jumped in. Oh, brilliant. So where do I want him? I want him there, don't I? Brilliant. Well, I've finally got him in where I want him. And I'm pretty sure I've name tagged him. Yeah, look, I've got 3 ender pearls left. So what I'm going to do now is just replace a few of these blocks around the side with black concrete and then stick some carpet on top of them. Like that. And that way nothing can get to the little fella. And I'll probably break the rail underneath him as well. And then when I've done that, we will have a look at building the rest of the platform. Okay, now I've got rid of all the concrete and everything. I couldn't get rid of the rail underneath it. Every time I tried to, I seemed to whack the minecart, and I got a bit scared. If I'm being honest, I didn't want to whack it and break it and let him out. So anyway, it is what it is, and that's where it is. I've got my carpet on top of it. I put a trapdoor at the top just in case, and I've never had it happen, just in case an Enderman got on the carpet and managed to fall inside, but he won't be able to do that now. And I've got the trapdoors here. I did try it in testing without the trapdoors, and although they still fell down there, oh, there's one down there already. They still fell down there. Probably spawned down there, didn't he? They seem to, I want to put a platform across here, and they seem to run down the edges of the platform and fall off the sides without the trapdoors there. As soon as I put the trapdoors back in again, they tended to run down the middle. So it must be a pathfinding thing. So it's better if the trapdoors are in. So I'm going to make a platform here leading straight out that way, about 15, maybe 20 blocks. And then I'm going to build a big platform about 20 by 20. It's not going to be massive. And I'm not going to be putting pretty patterns on it like I've done in the past, because nobody's ever going to see it again. So I'll do that. And while I'm doing that, hopefully we should get a few Endermen spawning and falling down here with a bit of luck. I've changed my mind, and I know I shouldn't. You never change your mind. You make a decision, you stick to it. Anyway, I've changed my mind. So I'm having the like a diamond shape leading into here, and then we're going to have a big square platform here. So I'm going to make the big square platform here now. Fabulous. I hope these guys can see this. Although they should be spawning. Oh, maybe I've got too many down there now. Oh, a few down there, aren't there? Right, I think we're done up here then. Let me pop out these 2 torches. Oh, torches, he says. Carefully climb down the old ladder. And go and see what's happening down here. Dare I whack them? I suppose I ought to, didn't I? What's the worst that can happen? They're not. Oh, I know why. I've turned off the mob noise earlier on. Sounds, hostile creatures. Turn it up a little bit. Brilliant. Can't see what's going on there, so I might have to change the back just as some kind of bone block. I thought it might look pretty cool having it all black. Are they chasing me? And I was hoping they'd cram and die in there, but they don't appear to be cramming or dying at the moment. However, it does seem to be working, doesn't it? Let's repair up a few tools while I'm here. Oh, come on, I don't even have anything on me. Get sweeping edge on this thing. It's going to be a machine. Uh-oh. You're angry at me, aren't you? Come on. I'm probably going to have to put some kind of bridge. I'm thinking of putting some glass all the way over the top of there and putting water on top of it. I'll mess about with the platform. I'll make it look nice. Probably some glass. Maybe some coloured glass. Because it's starting to look a bit dark, isn't it? Maybe some purple in there. I'm going to run off. I keep saying this. I'm going to run off and I'm going to grab myself a sweeping edge sword and see how much difference that makes. So I'll be back here in a minute. Brilliant. Right, I've put a bit of quartz in the back as well to give it a bit of contrast. It looks a little bit better. I'm not convinced it's spot on at the moment. Maybe I'll play about with it later. But at the moment it's working like a charm. And even after enchanting this sword, I'm back up to what, 64 levels now in no time at all. Although the drop could have made it bigger. Could have made it bigger because they are taking a bit more damage than I was kind of hoping they would do, which is affecting how quick they spawn at the top. But anyway, it works. It's working. Let's get away from here before they chase me. Brilliant. I'm going to be putting a design on the front of it, and it's probably going to be a massive Enderman lit up from the back. I think that'll look pretty cool. But the end farm's working again. Hopefully I won't lose this one like I did the last one. So brilliant. That's another job ticked off the list. Right, so I'm going to head back to the base, grab some gear that needs repairing, and then I'll come back and do a bit of repairing. Okay, I'm back from the frill cave with all of my mending stuff. I've been to the farm now for about 10 minutes and got it all repaired up, so everything's fantastic. And I've even put a bit of pixel art on the front with a bit of lighting behind it. I think he looks super cool. So we're going to call it a day for today then, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've all had a good Easter as well. If you've enjoyed the episode, please don't forget to leave it a like. And if you really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future videos. This is Frilly off by the End Farm, and I'm out of here.